Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy, this time with a retro replay cast of StarCraft 2, as we have a very interesting engagement here. Actually, the El Clasico here from StarCraft 2. We have spawning here in the upper right, in the yellow, it is SERRAL from Finland. And his opponent spawning here in the lower left, in the purple, it is MARU from South Korea. So two of the best players of StarCraft 2. Game has been played in 2022. A pretty recent replay here on Data C. But still a retro replay, as you can see from the thumbnail. I've decided to cast two of the most greatest player here of StarCraft 2. And I believe this has been played on the Liquid tournament, Team Liquid tournament. So yeah, let's have a look what exactly their build orders are going to be. We're going to be checking out just like we do in the previous replays here onto this channel. We have SERRAL opening up with his fast expansion, so no spawning pool and gas yet for him, as MARU is playing actually very greedily, straight fast expansion for him. So what a risky gameplay here by him. Very risky indeed. In case SERRAL would have gone for a fast spawning pool, MARU would have been in great danger early on. He continues of course with his barracks. Spawning pool supply depot is also up here for him. Interesting enough, he's not deciding to close the ramp here with his barracks, leaving it open. So yeah, very nice and greedy gameplay here from the South Korean player. Let's check SERRAL, of course, continuing with his gas first and then the spawning pool. So SERRAL playing it very standardly, nothing out of the ordinary. Little does he knows, of course, that MARU is actually going for that fast expansion build order. He's of course scouting the map with his overlords. He's searching for a proxy barracks. Of course, MARU is known for his proxy barracks tactics. So I believe this is exactly why MARU feels so confident to go for a fast expansion first build order, as he now produces the first Marines here for him. You can also see the production tab here in the upper left part. SERRAL going for some queens early, some Zerglings also being built, and yeah, gas is also being produced here for MARU. And yeah, let's have a look. Actually, a second barracks here is being produced for him, so nice hidden barracks and double tech lab for him. Actually, tech lab and reactor. So let's see what upgrades are going to be here for the Marines and what exactly his plans are. Perhaps he's going to try an early attack versus SERRAL, as SERRAL takes of course his 2 minute and 20-second expansion here. So yeah, the pretty standard stuff here for SERRAL. Speed has also started for the Zerglings, and now finally one Zergling will come here forward, intercepted by a Marine, but I believe he's going to try to move forward, sees now the expansion, and also will be lucky here with his Zergling 1 HP, sees the double barracks, sees that something is getting upgraded. And let's have a look. Steam is going to be finished very soon here for MARU, as the Zergling finally gets taken out. And we actually even have yet another command center for MARU. So MARU playing very interesting, also going for a factory. I believe a starport is going to also start very soon for him. In the meantime, SERRAL just pretty much droning up, no tier 2 for him. Just drones, overlords and some queens, as he's still scouting the map here. So let's see which one of the two players are going to be first aggressive. Wall of pretty much getting completed here for MARU, as he has now 5 Marines out, and also perhaps going to try to wall off here into this location, as more and more SCVs are also getting produced for him. He's at 31 versus the 37 for the SERRAL. Let's, just like a dojo, let's see who's going to be the first one engaging, as SERRAL still producing more queens, more drones, more eggs are getting laid out here by the queens in order to interconnect of course the expansion, and of course to spread the creep as much as they can, creating a creep highway. Already almost reaching here the middle of the map, so very nice creep spread here by the world champion, by SERRAL. In the meantime, MARU plays it very nicely, very defensively, adding more and more of those supply depots in the front, and actually having mass Marines, as Steam is going to be finished very soon. There's the starport for him, and now he's going into combat shields, and even more Marines are getting produced. So massive amounts of Marines for MARU. No tanks yet for him, actually just medivac, so he will very likely try to be aggressive early on with some medivac dropship happening here versus SERRAL. Of course, Steam Marines very strong. Yeah, let's see what exactly he is doing, as he's now marching forward. I believe he's going to try to scan this area and snipe the creep eggs on the ground. There's so many queens here for SERRAL. However, like I told you, the medivacs could inflict some damage here into the main from SERRAL. So yeah, SERRAL having quite a lot of Zerglings here to fend this off. Even a spore is being created here by SERRAL. So he's pretty much thinking, of course, that it might be a drop happening with some medivacs. No spores here, so this expansion right here is pretty much exposed. Let's have a look at the other expansion. Spore is now being created as the medivacs and the marines are still here in the middle of the map. So still lots and lots of overlords also here for SERRAL, giving great vision. So very smart gameplay here by him, having great vision along the main and the expansion. So finally in comes the attack by MARU. He has Stim, he's going to snipe as many eggs as possible. He might even try to snipe the banelings, but he needs to hurry up as the Zerglings will of course end this off. So still a Link Bane for SERRAL as he's adding more and more creep eggs on the ground. In the meantime, of course, MARU can expand into his location. Having all of those medivacs in the front will force of course SERRAL to stay back and defend as more and more banelings are getting produced here for SERRAL. So yeah, those Zerglings will of course stand no chance, so a small victory here for MARU as he's able to take out so many Zerglings. But now in come the queens, and MARU once again picking up his units, just perhaps going to try a different attack very soon. However, SERRAL expanding here into this location. Let's see the other units for MARU. He has a tank now, so he might try a timing push with the tanks, with the marines, and that's exactly what he's doing, going straight into the middle of the map. He's going to try to regroup, but lots and lots of Zerglings here for SERRAL. So let's see what exactly the plans are. It looks like MARU is splitting his troops, inflicting more damage towards SERRAL, and now perhaps he's going to regroup here in the upper part. So I believe his plan is to not allow to SERRAL to expand right here. SERRAL has recognized this, is moving out, but there are so many marines and also so many tanks for MARU here into this location, and those medivacs of course give more mobility towards those tanks. A nice spot found here by MARU right behind those rocks here. So SERRAL's expansion pretty much in danger. He has some units in the middle of the map. He's going to try very likely for a surround maneuver, but there are so many marines even in the back, and the expansion taking more and more damage as SERRAL tries to come in from the back. And here he comes as the queens will be able to deal some damage towards all of those marines. But yeah, in comes SERRAL from the back, stimp marines giving great cover towards all of those tanks, but in come the banelings and they will roll here forward against all of those tanks, and in the end this will be cleared out for SERRAL. The expansion almost being taken out, so the first major engagement actually goes here in favor for SERRAL. However, MARU with another group of marines is going to try to inflict more damage towards the other expansion point as we close in towards the 10-minute mark. So double attack here by MARU into this location, and also those two medivacs attacking here. So SERRAL pretty much caught off guard. He has so many units, so many bangs, but in the end also damage is being taken here by him. Still with a good defense by MARU as he's trying to inflict of course more damage towards the economy from his opponent. So what a great double attack here by MARU, but in the end the defense looks really strong for SERRAL with those banings, especially against the marines. And still MARU going for yet another expansion as he also goes into some mines. So mines of course a great counter towards all of those Zerglings on the ground. Let's see what's going to happen. The middle of the map pretty much in control now by MARU, as I believe he's going to try once again to attack to give more time for this expansion to add more and more SCVs. And yeah, let's look at the work account. Pretty much the same work account for both players, 74 to 77, as MARU tries again to snap a queen or two. We do actually have some Hydras now here for SERRAL. So Link Bane Hydra, it looks like it's going to be the strategy here for SERRAL versus his opponent. MARU tries of course to inflict damage towards the expansion points, towards the economy, but it's very hard as SERRAL seems to be knowing exactly where MARU is heading, and MARU sadly here not paying attention. Those Hydras will be able to snipe one medivac, even the second one almost being taken out. I believe he was busy microing those units right here. So SERRAL inflicting more and more damage here against MARU, but still MARU's economy is looking really strong as he's sending out medivac after medivac, and this time a medivac with some mines. So let's see if he's going to be successful to snipe some drones here against SERRAL. So in comes the attack. The Medivac is taking already some damage. The Spore is here, so MARU needs to find a good position here. The Queen is also attacking him, so the Medivac will eventually go down, but lots and lots of damage being taken here by SERRAL. 12 drones have been sniped. Same time also attack here into this location, so great multitasking once again here by MARU. But in the end this will be cleared, so yeah, still 12 drones have been sniped, and also lots and lots of Zerglings have also been taken out here. So MARU finally with a good push, killing lots and lots of drones here versus his opponent. And yeah, in the end, let's have a look at the worker count. Lacking behind only 4 workers, but still good for MARU, as he should also be able to take out this overall right here. Yeah, sheer masses for SERRAL as he's moving forward. Those Medivacs are pretty much hurt, so perhaps a transition into some Mutless could also be an interesting idea here for SERRAL. And let's see what's happening here, as the Medivac is still bringing some Medivacs, some mines into this location. So still 3 drones have been sniped, but remember, MARU also losing the Medivac and the mine, so not a very good trade by him, as he's also going into some concussive shells, so some more orders will be added. A more tankier and stronger unit here for MARU. And in the meantime, SERRAL also deciding to take the upper left part from this location, as it looks like MARU now finally moving out with a very strong unit composition. Lots and lots of orders here for him, as they're very strong and very tanky, very good versus those banelings if you nicely kite them back and forward. It looks like SERRAL prepares an attack. We have a great mine connection towards all of those Zerglings. Let's see if he's going to commit here forward. MARU having so much, and yet another great mine connection here. So MARU seems to be finding the counter against SERRAL. Those mines really strong against all of those units, but now he might get surrounded very soon, as SERRAL pretty much is rolling forward. Yeah, mines with some great connections still versus SERRAL. So SERRAL losing more and more of his army, but in the end I believe he was maxed out, so he can afford to lose some banelings and some Zerglings. Still those mines on the ground dealing quite massive amounts of splash damage against the opponent. And we even have tanks on the high ground here for MARU, as his SimCity build order is also looking very strong, with some command centers actually moving here in the front. I believe he just wants to take this other expansion point right here, as SERRAL is very close by, but still the tanks deal good damage against the forces for SERRAL. So a better position here for the Terran. SERRAL seems to be trying to push everything again, but is he going to commit? As SERRAL might try once again to add some mines into this location. And yeah, those tanks are of course very strong versus the Zerglings on the ground. Let's see who is going to commit now to move forward. SERRAL is being maxed out. MARU also with a great gameplay, great macro oriented game by him. And is SERRAL going to try to attack on 2 different fronts? He has a pretty good control, and the creep spread is also very strong. He's actually taking base after base here, so MARU really has to punish this very soon. Adding some Hellbats, having more tankiness against the banelings on the ground. And it looks like SERRAL once again preparing an attack here against MARU. Let's see how this is going to go. The mines get some great connection. The tanks is now getting surrounded. MARU has to kite back and forward, actually kiting more back. We even have blinding clouds from the Vipers now. And yeah, MARU taking quite some damage here, as still some units are here into the expansion point for MARU, as one tank is dealing more damage here. So good attack here by SERRAL. MARU dropping to 160 supply, 79 workers. SERRAL almost at 100 workers here, so he can of course afford to lose those units, while MARU is struggling a little bit, taking some damage, losing some units and also some SCVs. Let's see how this game is going to continue. Perhaps MARU is going to try to go into more mines, as mines looks like it's going to be the answer for this, as SERRAL now moving forward with some Zerglings, but in the end that Hellbat very strong into defending, and MARU does hold against the attack. We even have some Liberators now, so this could be a transition into some Liberators with battle cruisers. It'd be very cool to see some battle cruisers in the air for MARU, as he's slowly but steadily just gaining more and more control of the map, and also closing towards 19 workers. Let's see SERRAL once again committing here forward with lots and lots of banelings from different sides, as the banelings do roll here forward and get some great connections against all of those SCVs, and more banelings do roll forward. We have some ghosts as they're snapping here forward. In the end, MARU holds his ground, but at what cost? He has lost 18 SCVs, and also more supplies getting lost here by MARU. So with each attack, SERRAL seems to be clinching more and more forward. However, now we do have those ghosts, and they seem to be, of course, the great counter into the late game. They can, of course, snipe some lurkers, they can snipe the vipers, and let's see if SERRAL is going to commit for some ultra risk, as he's still on Ling Bane, Hydra. Some lurkers would also be very strong. It's just masses of banings here, pretty cheap, costly units here for SERRAL. Just some Zerglings with some banings rolling here forward, damaging more the economy from MARU with each attack. And yeah, MARU seems to be struggling a little bit. His army is also a little bit behind in supply, as SERRAL just keeps on taking more and more bases, just massively expanding all over the map, as he's once again preparing an attack with Vipers, with Zerglings on the ground, with Banelings attacking from all sides. Great EMPs, however, here by MARU. He's nicely kiting those ghosts back and forward. Still his workers are pretty much surrounded now, and the Banelings seems to be also getting some great connections. Sniping is happening here, but in the end MARU will hold once again with 12 losses of those SCVs, and Banelings getting also great connection versus him. But in the end, this time a much better hold by MARU, and those EMPs were very strong versus the Vipers in the air. Still a very defensive gameplay here. SERRAL actually forcing MARU to stay on the defense, and I don't see any mines by him. I believe he's just going to go straight for tanks with Marauders, and adding, of course, more and more anti-air versus the Vipers and the Overlords in the air. Liberators also very strong, this one already with 10 kills, as we might even see a Nido Swarm happening very soon here for SERRAL. Let's have a look at SERRAL. Finally some lurkers are here. Will they be able to burrow and get some great connections, as SERRAL once again is being maxed out and is moving forward. The Liberator taking great attacks, but now the Viper just pretty much taking it out, as the Zerglings do move here forward. Great EMPs once again, but the Banelings are rolling forward, so SERRAL once again attacking with all of his forces, and still those Zerglings are here into this location, dealing more and more damage towards the economy from his opponent. So MARU struggling, of course. It's very hard to defend against so many Banelings. He had to push back, he had to kite back with his forces. Still a better defense now, and with each attack it seems like MARU is better on the defense versus SERRAL. So SERRAL pretty much throwing everything he has. There are some lurkers here, but MARU is able to snipe them. However, the reinforcements are pouring forward here for SERRAL, as he should be able to hold. And in the meantime, it's going to be a real Nido Storm, yes indeed, with some lurkers inside. So sadly here for SERRAL, he has no, sadly for MARU, he has no defenses here into this location. He has to hurry up, as those lurkers will be very dangerous towards the production buildings from his opponent. So MARU taking some damage here. The turrets will also be sniped, and he has to bring back some units here, as more and more of the lurkers will nicely spread here, dealing some damage. But hold on, actually SERRAL once again moving here forward with his units, with his Banelings. The Banelings could get some great connections against the SCVs. Only 2 SCVs have fallen, so pretty good for MARU here, as more and more connections are getting here versus the bases and versus the units from MARU. So the SERRAL pretty much just rolls here forward. At the same time, the lurkers are still dealing damage. Finally they will be dealt with some ghosts, but in the end, once again, MARU dropping to 120 series supply. Worker wise, only 57 for him. So it seems like the strategy for SERRAL is pretty much working out. A low cost strategy with some Zerglings, with some Banelings, just non-stop rolling forward and dealing more and more damage towards the economy. We even have some infestors now, so we might see some fungals, as once again a Nido Storm, this time a fake Nido Storm, is getting thrown out here by SERRAL. And let's see, SERRAL once again preparing the attack with his Zerglings, with his Banelings. Just a couple of Hydralisks in the back, and those Vipers are also good to give those torpedoes versus the Liberators. But hold on, actually more and more units are getting thrown out. We even have mind control against the tanks, and yeah, the Banelings will get some connections in the end. Still, all of those mules will be targeted by the Zerglings, and once again MARU taking more and more damage. This time SERRAL even being able to save some of his Banelings and some of his Zerglings, as he's just taking base after base now and even hurting more the economy from MARU. So MARU, sadly for him, dropping to 44 workers here. Only a miracle can actually come bring him back. SERRAL still supply blocked. He's moving forward once again. tanks are getting some good connections versus all of the units. SCV is now rolling forward, but the Banelings will be here, so MARU needs to be careful as the Banelings just keep on rolling forward. Great MARU still with a nice micro, but once again 17 SCVs have fallen, so it's really hard to out micro those Banelings on the ground as they just keep on rolling forward. And yeah, looks like SERRAL is not being done as he's once again moving forward with his units. Medivacs are pretty much full as they try to bring up the cover from the back, but the Banelings are rolling here forward, and now they finally reach the other expansion point, dealing once again more and more damage towards the economy here from MARU. And I don't know for how long MARU can hold this. Of course, he has to GG out. So sadly here for MARU, he was pretty much overwhelmed here by the forces from SERRAL. Sadly here for him, he wasn't able to punish the economy from SERRAL. And look at the minimap, you can pretty much see that there's just bases all over the map for SERRAL. And sadly here for MARU, he just was very busy defending against the non-stop pushes here by SERRAL. I believe he just pushed every 2 minutes versus his opponent, so yeah, in the end it was just way too much here for him. SERRAL with low cost units, with the Zerglings, with the Banelings, just a couple of Hydras for him and just 2 Vipers, I believe it was, for some Blinding Clouds or for some Abducts. That was pretty much enough for him to finish the game. And let's not forget that he has so many bases all spread all over the map, so very hard game for MARU indeed, not being able to punish the economy from SERRAL. SERRAL had 92 workers. At one point MARU also had 87, close to 19, but yeah, it was such a hard game for him as SERRAL just kept on attacking from 2 different sides. I believe this was the winning move by him. He attacked from here and he also attacked from this side right here, pretty much surrounding MARU. And yeah, it's very hard to out micro those Banelings. Maybe some mines would have been a better idea against ghosts instead of ghosts or instead of tanks, but of course it's very hard to say, as yeah, such a hard game here for MARU. And then SERRAL, of course, proving to be much stronger this time for him. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this retro replay cast from 2022. We have traveled a little bit back in time, and I'm going to try to be casting as many games as possible. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Tommy signing out.